All right, fine. I'll be a gracious host. How you doing?
Little Mermaid is the scariest Disney movie by far, though.
Why the hell is Ace Blade in your Kickstarter?
Some comics. I'm getting controversial today. We're gonna get controversial today with.
My proudest moment is this interview and being able to talk to you two.
Yeah, I just dropped my phone. Is that why you're shaking your head? Shut up. All right, let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Taurus Comics, in collaboration with Fourth Wall Production, proudly brings to you the Four Tales podcast. I'm your host, Kyrun Silva. Across the way is the plum essayist of Ace Blade, Danny J. Quick, and together we are your two award-winning blurred comic creators, here to help you find your next favorite book. We are live on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and a host of other programs, so if you're listening or watching us live, thank you for your support. But don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and review this podcast because all your positive reviews and interactions help us reach a bigger audience. I almost did that entire thing without even looking.
That was almost perfect, buddy. You are getting better. I can probably say it along with you. I probably couldn't say it myself, but I can say it along with you, like almost word for word. This is like, how many episodes is this now? Like 750?
This is episode 34.
Oh yeah, I was close. Okay.
And we have somebody saying, I don't know what's going on. It's saying, what's up, Danny and Kyron, but I don't have a name. So whoever you are, what's up, man?
The first comment, if it's the same person, the Guan, that's either Kenji or Robert, most likely.
All right. Hold on 1 second here.
You never know.
Oh man, I lost my audio.
Terrible. Why are you losing audio in the middle of the show?
I don't know. What's up, Mally Simpson? Mally's in the house here. I was gonna ask you, did you notice at the bottom it got the little streamer thing going on?
Yeah. I love
ticker
it.
is what they call it. That's the first time I've seen that. So
you've had, what are you talking about? You created it. You made that. It's been on for like a couple of weeks now.
Okay. I did not create that. It just
I didn't. What? Oh, J-Man. Yeah, that makes sense too. What's up, J-Man? And see, there's your fan right on cue. I knew it was coming. I knew it was.
All right, this is gonna be a messed up episode, so I apologize to anybody.
No, this is gonna be amazing because I'm not. So if you know, Kyrun was on the Hangout with BJ Kicks with Brandon Jackson last week, where they talked about everything from how much they hate the Wiz to how to pronounce Saw the right way. And Kyrun just messed the whole show up. The first 30 minutes of the show was just him trying to fix his fan and get his audio right. So we'll see what we have here. But this week we have an esteemed guest.
Award-winning guest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead, you start. I just want to interrupt you, so go ahead.
It's your job. I'm not gonna do your job. I'm gonna let you do your job.
Damn it. All right, first thing, how is my fan still?
For now it's okay. We'll see about 10 minutes.
All right, well, at least I got my audio back. I don't know what happened, but all right, so today's guest, we have an award-winning author and writer. What the hell am I? Author and artist.
Author and writer? Isn't that the same thing? I mean, like author and artist.
I'm just gonna leave. This is too early of a show again. I haven't had anything to drink. I'm parched already. I'm out. No. All right. We have author and artist Gorlitz Scott. So let's bring her on.
It's okay. I flub in the morning too.
It's
fair.
I always say, everybody, it's 7 o'clock in the morning where I am here in California. It's too early to be doing this show, but I do it because Danny, I want to have as my co-host, and he's like, I have no other time for you, Kyrun, because I'm doing 3 other podcasts, and I have a shop, and I have a full-time
I have
job, and
4
I'm a
jobs.
graphic designer, and I have
I have 4 jobs.
500 kids.
I only have 4 children. Only have
500.
4. But
Oh.
yes, it's part of the entertainment to see Kyron's brain wake up every Saturday, every other Saturday. So welcome to the show. We're happy to have you.
Thank you. I have no idea how I was going to follow that course, or as you guys said.
So,
But
for anyone that's not familiar with your work, tell us about yourself, how long you've been doing this, things like that, just general stuff. Right?
well, gosh, I've been drawing like my entire life, so that's fun. I got into doing comics as a teen, mostly to entertain my brother. Like but he's younger, so I would do these really stupid comics about 2 aliens trying to understand Earth, and I don't show those to anybody else because
We're gonna find those. We're gonna
no.
find those, aren't we?
Nope, he's got them, and I don't know what he's done with them. They're analog. But I guess in high school, I decided to try to take the comic thing a little more seriously through animation that I never got past the storyboard stage of. And yeah, it's just worked on this story. Sivoa, come here, book. That book. I worked on that story starting in high school. Kind of collaborated with friends on that. Did another really dorky comic in my sketchbook, and then kind of just put everything away. After high school and when college started, where I went for graphic design, and then I don't know, I just sat there for years. And then my friend Sarah, she started going through my sketchbooks and was like, "Oh, what's this character? Oh, who's this character? Oh my God, there's a comic!" And then she kept asking questions. I was like, fine, I'll draw the damn thing as a comic for you.
Nice.
And I did that for 12 years. Single issue, floppies that I took to conventions and released very, very, very slowly. Because you're the writer, you're the artist, you're the layout person, and I don't.
Yes, I know all about that.
Yeah. Well, I decided to be extra hard on myself and do all the tone work by hand.
Oh wow, very nice.
Yeah. So that literally, it would take me all year to do 12 pages, and at some point, I'm going to say that was 2013, 2014, I realized that I would be like 90 before I even finished the first story arc for this thing that I've been working on since high school. So I put the comic on hiatus and decided to give it, give writing an actual novel a try, because I'm an extra dork and used to role play online on message boards with friends.
Wait.
So
Don't let's not disparage that. We can all love that too.
Okay, sure, there. But it gave me a kind of a confidence in my writing. So I, decided to try prose, and it worked out. I, spent maybe about 5 years actually writing and crafting this thing. Then in a panic hired an editor, which shout out to Patty Giese. She's amazing. And helped me so much with this. And yeah,
Editors
so.
are great. Editors are great.
Yep. And then, so she helped me get my book polished, helped me get my book ready for publication. And I sent it around to so many publishing agents and all that. And I've literally had, like 5 of them tell me, "Oh, it's not Harry Potter, so we don't want it." And I'm like,
Wow.
fantasy is more than Harry Potter.
Okay.
I
But
can't
I'm
write
just
Harry Potter. That's copywritten to someone else anyway. So I self-published it, and my fans from the comic transitioned right over and were very, very happy and very supportive for the novel. And one of them pointed me to the Indie Original Comic Awards contest and ceremony, and I was like, okay. So I submitted it, and it was like, just for my category alone, I remember they're saying there was like 200 submissions, and
wow.
mine won best fantasy novel. So
Congratulations on that.
Congratulations. I
hey,
love
thank
it.
you.
Now, do you still have the award that you won? Do you have it hanging on your wall anywhere? Or?
Oh no, I wish. It's they actually did everything digitally. So I got digital laurels and things to put on the book. The cool thing though was that they did a live award ceremony. So I got to walk on like a red carpet to receive my paper. And then sat down and watched others, and it was cool.
All right, we have a comment here from Mally saying, "Screw them, Miss Scott." She need Mally. You're right. She needs an actual award. Maybe Danny, you can whip up like some type of
I'm
award
sure he
for her.
was talking about the literary folks saying that it's not Harry Potter, but yeah.
No. Talking about she needs a physical award. All right, that's
If I can get this 3D printer up and running, we're gonna make that happen.
Oh, well, thank you. Around the same time, my daughter made me a little pinch pot coffee cup.
Hey, there we go.
So there we go.
Now, at this point, because you said you transitioned from comics to novels, do you think you'll ever go back to it as far as making it into a comic, or is that just gone?
It's it's a time-based thing. I don't, I have a daughter. I freelance graphic design and stuff full time to pay bills and whatnot, and then I work on artwork for the comic or for the novels Patreon, and I work on artwork for so many other things. So finding time to do comics again is kind of a challenge, but I'm not saying no, because I love coloring. I would like to be a colorist again. I was a colorist for a webcomic for quite a while, and then I no longer on that project, but that's okay.
That happens.
Yeah. So not gonna say no. I'm not doing comics ever again. It's just there's no plans to.
Which do you enjoy more though? Do you enjoy writing, or do you enjoy the illustration part of it? Because Kyrun and I, we're working on a project where we're sharing duties, but we both have skills as writers and artists. And I decided to write in this particular project because I enjoy writing more. I enjoy the writing process more. But Kyrun, he seems to like the creating the art part of it more. So
I never said that, but
you never said those words. You never said those words, but you talk about your art way more than your writing. So
that's because art pays better than the writing does.
Wow. So it's all about the money for you, huh? It's all about the money.
It's all about the money.
Well, to be fair, I've found that it's easier to market with the art because you can just show the images and break it up, and if you have a comic page, you can literally post each panel for one page. So
and I think along with today's the world that we are in today with illustration and the internet, people are more drawn to visual aspects when it comes to marketing than they are just talking about it sometimes.
Yeah. To answer your question though, I want to say like 3 ways. My brain just works in different modes, during different times. So sometimes I'm more in a writing mood. Other times I'm more in an art mood. And then other times I'm more in this like programming administrative mood. which
Mm.
I don't know. People work on, jigsaw puzzles. I work on website code and administrative things and spreadsheets. But, yeah, I'd say it's, 3 ways for me.
I
So,
absolutely understand that. I have a similar. My brain works in a similar way. Sometimes I will literally put an hour into, an Excel spreadsheet or something like that, and I love it. And sometimes it's calming to work through the process of creating a working Excel spreadsheet. Like there's nothing like like
oh
the
yeah,
accomplishment of putting, formulas together that do the right thing. So
exactly. Gosh, I will forever be thankful to past me for making a spreadsheet that automatically calculates out my taxes. So,
I love it. I love it.
yeah, I,
You should offer that on your Patreon. You might you might have
I have a copy of it up on Google Docs. If anyone wants it, you can just message me for it. I'm happy to
that's a
share.
winner. Right?
Yeah.
Don't
Since
let the
Danny,
federal government know about that. They'll send people after you.
Not real, no. Because why I don't see that they would, because it actually helps them get their money. So,
No, yes, but there's a long. I don't know if you're on TikTok or not, but there's a whole community, that makes jokes around the fact that the government already knows how much you owe them, but then they make you calculate your own taxes to tell them how much you're supposed to pay. Like, just tell me how much I'm supposed to pay, and then let me pay. You know what I'm saying? Like, they already know, how much I'm supposed to give them. So just tell me, so I can just give it to you. But
well, yeah, I think I've seen that in comic form. Actually, I've never seen it on TikTok, but I've seen it in comic form, which is pretty funny. I won't lie. When it comes to the inventory side, my brain just, and I have to, pay H&R Block to manage all that for me. So I give them a copy of my spreadsheet, and if the IRS thinks that my calculations are wrong, it's H&R Block's fault, not mine.
right, that's right, that's right. Come after them. That's what I was gonna ask next. What is your least favorite? I'm not gonna say which part do you hate worst about creating, but what's your least favorite part about creating? I know mine. I talk about it all the time. I hate logistics. I hate the logistics of making sure that the right person gets the book that I put in the mail. Because
Oh,
from the time it leaves my hands to the time that it gets to them, my brain always says something's going to go wrong. So I hate that. But the rest of the creative process I love. So what's the part that you like the least?
marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so like particularly marketing on social media, I get the stats and I look at them and I'm like,
what is
what
that?
what is that? What does that mean? Um,
Right.
and then I understand that fear of sending stuff out and not worrying it's not going to get to them. So
Mm.
I actually use the United States Postal Service to send stuff because I get that tracking number, and there's an inherent amount of like insurance for particularly for media mail. So since I'm sending out books, it qualifies for media mail, and that works out.
Yeah.
um, I use a service called Pirate Ship to make all my labels and everything too, schedule the pickups and stuff. So they're
Yeah.
pretty cool.
I've heard of them. I use PayPal. PayPal has one. I can't think of the name of it now, but they have one that they use
ShipStation.
for the ship station that they use for their labels and stuff like that. Um,
Well, that's
and
cool.
it's helped out a lot. Just because you can just copy and paste, and then it does most of the work for you. But still, that in my brain, that stuff is still Tony Clapper in the building. But it's that's one of my least favorite parts. I wonder, Kyron, what's your
Hi,
least
Steve.
favorite part of of the creative process?
I don't know if I have a least favorite part, honestly. It's all just stressful. Everything about it's just
All of it.
no, seriously,
Yeah.
because the whole thing of just creating and then getting it printed and then shipping it out, there's just different levels of stress that come with it. So, it's all annoying.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. For
So,
sure.
and that's a mood. My Patreon for quite a few years, the introductory comic for it, because I was even more scared of cameras then than I am now.
Mm.
The comic I made for it talked about like all the different hats that I wore as an independent creator, and I don't know, like the comic felt neat, like it came across needy to me, but it's true. Like the stresses that were just all there laid out.
There's a
Yeah.
lot when you're working on your own that people probably don't realize. So,
Yeah.
But it's so hard to organize now. Like even small groups of people to work together, it's so hard because so many people are doing, different things. You got different priorities. Like Kyron was saying, I have 4 children, so I can't take. I can only use a certain amount of time a week on my creative endeavors, and being a part of a team, you have to take even more time away from the things that you want to do. So um it's hard to even get a small group together to work on a project. So um there's a lot of stress in it. How do you manage your stress? What do you do for fun? What do you do to kind of balance, because that's something that I talk about a lot with my in my full-time job is work-life balance. So what do you do to kind of alleviate that stress in your life?
Well,
And don't
huh?
don't
Say
say
what?
drink. Don't say alcohol.
No. Actually, most of it involves coffee.
okay.
So, me and a few friends, also fellow indie creators, every Wednesday night we meet up and have just a jam session. But instead of music, it's art.
Mm.
Lately, we've hold on, I'll grab these real quick to show you.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay. Lately, we've been working on and talking about like watercolors, and one of my projects ended up requiring like glow in the dark effects, because like I do hand embellished art prints a lot
Mm.
with glow paint and stuff, and I got frustrated because the glow products that I have, they're powder and acrylic, and when you use that on watercolor, it comes, or even prints, it comes across as shiny, and
Mm.
I feel like that spoils the surprise a little bit. So I decided to make my own glow in the dark watercolors. Give it a try here, but see.
Oh wow.
So
Okay.
it's
And you
still,
made those?
yeah, I found a recipe online for how to say what I looked up gum arabic watercolor recipe, and I got one from Slice of the Moon Creations.
Right.
It's still curing, so I don't know how it's going to go, but that's my current experiment with my art club. And then on Sundays, me and a friend, we go hiking, because there's actually a lot of really cool places to go see nature here in Florida. It's
No,
hot and there's mosquitoes, but
we
Nature.
agreed. It's
Australia
not Florida
Lite.
anymore. Australia Lite. That's right.
Right, Australia.
No. I went out to, and I don't know which part of Florida you're in, but I was out in Jacksonville visiting a friend a couple of years ago, and there was an alligator, a full alligator, out in the middle of the street, just hanging out, in the middle of the day. And I'm like, how do you live out here with this, like the dangerous animal? I refuse. And I know we got bears and deer and stuff like that in North Carolina, but I'm not messing with no alligator ever. So I could not. And me and my wife, we go hiking also, but I couldn't imagine being out there in Australia Lite hiking the trail.
um, We run into alligators a lot less often than you'd expect. But when we do, they stay over there. We if they come our way, we put more space between us. I've never. They say you need to run zigzag away from the alligators if they end up chasing you.
Zigzag.
And I've never had to. I am of that theory that I will trip who's next to me, so I don't have to worry about it. But so far, alligators seem to be. I don't want to say chill, but if they're up, typically they're moving from like one water spot to another water spot. Just let them do their thing, and yeah, if they're just chilling on the banks, it's because they're warming up. They're still reptiles, so they have to sort of thaw in order to function.
Right.
Now,
Just
is
leave them alone.
Now, is Australia Lite pretty good for creators as far as being receptive and encouraging for them?
Yes and no. It feels like, okay, so all of our entertainment industry is very, very geared towards the theme parks. So, and then we don't have how to say, like Georgia has tax breaks and other things in place to allow for filming and such. And Florida doesn't really have that. So the entertainment industry can't really branch out of the theme parks. So everyone tries to do something with them or around them or whatever, on the fringes. And in that regard, it's pretty terrible. In community, though, all of the artists are amazing. We're all buddies. Even if, we might have a bit of a beef with one or the other, but it's still, it's like a coworker type beef as opposed to an actual issue. And so we have lots of, art events. We have lots of conventions too. I think at one point I was able to count 64 in the state.
In the year? In 1 year?
In 1 year, yeah.
Gee,
So
wow.
a lot of overlap.
That's
It's pretty
There's
crazy.
only 54 weekends. Like there's only 54.
Yep.
Florida's pretty big. What do you do?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Florida is pretty big.
Yeah. I've double booked myself a few times. And that's always really frustrating. Not just like because I would double book myself as a panelist or a guest or a lecturer side, and how it's it's not like I can send somebody to go run my table for that. It was so this is kind of a pain. But yeah, so we have a lot of conventions. We have a lot of art events, like the art walks, the farmers markets. So yeah, the community's pretty cool. The overall arcing, like, I guess, local government support is there, but needs help.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So I will shout out to our local gallery, though. City Arts Factory, amazing. I love them.
It's always nice when you have a community like that, at least is willing to help support you. Even if the government isn't willing, there is a community there that can help support you and help, just lift everybody up. That's always good.
Yeah. Yeah. So I love them. And that's for the whole state, too. Like, Miami, there's no Miami artists versus Orlando artists. We're all just artists. We all do the same thing. So.
I feel like there needs to be some type of beef, though, between some of the cities in Florida.
Oh, the sports, they've got that covered.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So.
All right. Well, I think this is the time of our show where we get to have the rapid fire question section.
Sure.
We call Danny's Quick Takes. Now, if you haven't actually listened to our show before, Danny's Quick Takes is 5 questions that he has found scouring your social media, being a little bit of a stalker in a way. You'll have 45 seconds to answer those. But
Okay.
I'm just a stalker for the week, okay?
Oh, it's all right. There's another podcast who has a she's a professional stalker. Her name's Sage, and she's amazing and kind of creepy because she pulls out info that I don't know how she gets.
all right, well, Danny might be the same way.
Okay.
No, I promise you, this is all stuff that's public access. So, but just questions that I have that I want a little bit extra detail on.
Okay.
So, quick takes. So yes, you'll have 45 seconds. After I ask the question, just off the top of your head, and just give us your best answer. Question number 1: what is an octopumpkin?
All right. An octopumpkin is it's got tentacles like an octopus, and it was created. My daughter was rambling. She was like 4, and she was rambling about her favorite game, which was Octodad. At the same time that a Starbucks commercial was advertising their pumpkin spice latte. And because of that, she accidentally said Octopumpkin instead of Octodad. And there was lots of giggling, and then I had to paint one. Paint one for her.
See, the kids say the darndest things, and they have the best ideas. I love it. I love it. Okay. Question number 2: what is more frustrating and why between these two things?
Windows.
Software updates. Software updates or your daily word count?
Software updates. Yeah.
That was quick.
Yeah. I mean, I'll sit there and I'll go to type, and that's my word count. And then Windows needs to update, or Scrivener needs to update, or something needs to update, and then I can't access my word count. So
yeah, I hate it. Myself, I used to try to put myself on a daily word count, and I would always be frustrated at the end because I either write early in the morning or late at night, and just during the middle of the day I just can't seem to get to it. So that word count used to just be sitting there staring at me every day at 10 11 o'clock. So
yeah, I to be honest, I stopped paying attention to word count unless I had like a real good run, and then I'll be like, oh yay, look, lots of progress, and then I'll like share that. The other thing is like a lot of times, honestly, I write most when I'm standing in line somewhere on my phone. So I don't have access to word count or editing tools. But yeah,
that's strange. Well, it's not strange because I feel like I write some of my best stuff on my phone. Like I'll get on my Google Drive. I actually wrote a whole script for Kyrun on my phone one night, and he didn't use it. But that's another story. But
okay, wait, whoa! What was this? What script was this?
The Christmas
Oh yeah,
thing yeah. So
okay, do we know why I did not use that? Right, other things popped up, and
all I know is I did my part. All I know is I did my part. But that's neither here nor there. I'm not mad about it.
I'm gonna use that anyways on something else. Don't worry.
We'll see. Okay. Question number 3, and you kind of answered this earlier, but what is the best part about being an artist, in your opinion?
Oh gosh, probably just the creation side of it. Like you got your music on and you get into it and you're like in the zone. You hear about that all the time. And I don't know, that's just the best. So
that movie Soul did a pretty good job of kind of showing off that in the zone. Like you really do get in a place where you can you know, you're just in it. And I think one thing that we all have in common as human beings is the desire to create something, you know. So that's one thing I really admire about artists. Okay, so this question, if you've ever watched our show before, this is a question I ask almost every guest who is a creator. What would you rather have as support from your fans? Would you rather have fan art or someone cosplay as one of your characters?
Yeah, I heard you ask that question to like Chris and others, and I still can't pick. Because the support is great in different ways. With fan art, I am completely flattered. I love seeing everyone's takes on my characters, especially if they haven't seen any previous art of them and are only going from the words I had written in the books, and so I'll get those, and it touches my heart greatly. And then cosplay, I've actually only ever had one for one of my webcomics, and I'm going to talk over this timer thing. And so my very first webcomic was about a samurai mushroom named Samurai Mushroom, and had somebody who cosplayed Samurai Mushroom, and like that blew my mind.
Love it.
Yeah, and then for the rest of the weekend, he was my booth babe.
Nice.
So there's that.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Cosplayers are so special. They fan art as a comic book guy, fan art is always amazing to get, to see online. But somebody, the rare occasions that you get cosplayers, it's just like it's crazy seeing especially if you can get to meet them in person.
Yeah.
I've never had that. I've never had that, so I don't know.
It's coming. It's coming. I'm telling you, Saw. Somebody's gonna come and Saw, and you're gonna be.
What's gonna happen? Yeah, what's gonna happen is you're gonna look at it and go, "Man, that looks like my character." Oh.
Now, same way for somebody to dress up as Jeff the rabbit, just come up to my booth in a giant rabbit suit and be like, "Hey, I'm Jeff," and I'll be like, "Oh, that's just scary." It's a 6 foot tall rabbit in front of me. It's just scary.
Oh man.
You
all
say
right,
that, and
so
all I can think of is the Easter bunny that attacked a police officer downtown. Here.
Only in Australia
Look
Lite.
it up. It's funny.
that doesn't surprise me. Okay, my last question. And if you don't know, I co-host another show called Top 5 Live. So sometimes I like to get our hosts to do a top 5 list off the top of their head. And I want to
I will
ask
try.
you, who are your top 5 Star Wars characters?
Oh gosh. At number 1, Luke. Number 2, Leia. Probably
Okay.
Obi-Wan, but I have to say that the new series is starting to irritate me.
What?
Han.
I'm Solo.
And Grievous.
Wow.
There you go.
That's a kind of a off the beaten path one though. I didn't expect Grievous, but that's a good list.
His books are so fantastic. It's just like okay.
Yeah.
So.
I'm a newer Star Wars fan, so I've only really been paying attention since the newest trilogy and the Disney Plus shows. So, going back and checking out some of the stuff, and then the kind of non-canon stuff now is really cool. And then the video game, the I can't hear, the Knights of the Republic or something like that. But
Yeah.
it's all it's all great stuff. So that has been our quick, and I appreciate you answering those questions for me.
No problem. I can talk Star Wars forever if you wanted. So maybe off podcast.
All right. Well, that was Danny's quick takes. This week's quick takes were brought to you by Antarctic Press Exciting Comics. starting with issue 25. Check it out when you can. This is a self-plug. You can catch my book, Saw Lightning Wielder, starting with issue 25. So go to your local comic shop and pick up a comic.
I love it.
Knights of the Republic. Okay. So we have a couple more minutes, and we did not get to actually talk about.
Yeah, I know. That's so funny.
We didn't really talk about too much anything about your work.
I know.
But I mean, no, this has been fun. Ben
Yeah.
Dunn, yes, Ben Dunn is. I don't think he
Aw.
actually is a publisher for Antarctic Press, but he's like the main guy or something like that. But I guess let's talk about your Patreon real quick, since we have a couple more minutes. What can people get with your Patreon monthly from you?
Okay. Well, I have a pay what you want tier, and the pay what you want tier, actually I think I have two now, but with those you get access to all the Patreon posts, or Patreon only posts, which include artwork. Like I do illustrations, chapter illustrations for the books, for the books. So you guys can, see me work on that. Sometimes I have, actually often lately, I have polls about, with sketches about what I should draw for the book or the chapter. And, you guys can pick from there. Let's see. I actually have the biggest thing is I have a preview of my second novel as I'm working on it posted monthly. So since I'm not, contracted to a publishing house or anything, I can do that. Just a bunch of behind the scenes stuff as I work. I had a sketch tier that recently converted over to a zine tier. And that was all based on a poll and the fact that I ran out of sketches to mail out. And then I think I have a pin collectors tier, which is kind of like a one-off for the enamel pins that all the patrons, my patrons helped me produce. So.
All right. And what is your Patreon website? So we want to make sure everybody does subscribe and help support a creator.
Yeah. My Patreon is, patreon.com/dragonmun. It's DRAGONMUN. You can get to it actually from the website, which is dragonmun.com. Again, spelled, DRAGONMUN. And I think I have it linked on the official Sivoa website, which is worldofsivoa.com.
Well, please go out, check out our books. I know we didn't touch on them too much here, but definitely go out, especially if you're into fantasy. Go out and check them out, because we definitely want to support all our creators out there. You've already mentioned. You're right.
Oh, thank you, Steve.
Sorry,
and as I usually say, I don't have TV.
For our podcast listeners, we had a comment saying she was truly a creative trove of talents and arts. So you are correct in that, Steve. Since you already mentioned your websites, where can people maybe check you out on social media?
It's Dragonmun or Dragonmun Studios for pretty much everything. What I would advise is to make sure you get the right accounts, because there's been some competition for the names on newer stuff. Just go to dragonmun.com, scroll down to the footer, and it's all right there.
All right.
I love it.
All right. And Danny, where can we catch you?
If you're looking for me or for the Ace Blade, on all social media, it is at the Ace Blade. And also our website, www.fourthwallpros.com. Kyrun, where can people find you and your work?
You can find me at starting June 29th on Antarctic Press Exciting Comics, issue 25. Oh, okay. But if you want to get my books directly, you can go to tauruscomics.com. You can pick up all my books in physical and digital form. I'm trying
Good morning.
to promote. Also, you can catch me on social media, facebook.com/TaurusComics, and Instagram and Twitter is at Taurus Comics. Now, if you haven't checked out our podcast before, thank you for checking us out. But we are here every other Saturday. Please join us next week, where we're going to have writer Michelle Woody on to talk about her books, I Drive for Cerber, which is I'm drawing the adaptation for that. So hope you guys check that out. But until next time, sayonara, goodbye, and please take care of yourselves.
Music provided by my brother, Quicks Made It. Find him online in YouTube, Instagram, and SoundCloud.
I want to know what it is Quick is trying to say.